All right. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakudash. All right. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and much love, honors and salutations, blessings to the elect, 144,000 that retain their integrity, fighting for Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Okay. This is Jacob Wall. Just want to do a quick lesson. Just want to speak on, as the title always says, man, the topic for faith and the promises, we finish this work. And this is through the inspiration of a couple of videos I was watching or listening to earlier, man, while, conducting business. One was from the Apostle Kabar, and the other was from the three brothers in Dallas, Yatazak, Sha'ar, and Tazamah. They were speaking on faith. Apostle Kabar was talking about doing the work and why we do this work. All right. And it just brought up a very good point. All right. What the reason why we do what we do is to get to the end of the promises. Okay. Hebrews 11, the chapter 11 goes really well into our forefathers and what they did and how they labored, because they understood the bigger picture. Okay. They understood there was something greater ahead. Okay, they saw the future, basically. They saw the end result of all the work that they put out. And that's why it's very important, when I tell myself this first and then, to you, that it's very important that we do this ministry, man. Because let me turn this off real quick. Salakia. It'll turn off. But, it's very important, as I was saying, it's very important that we do this work because, hey, man, we're trying to get to the kingdom. All right. And every day that we do what we're doing is we're drawing more and more near towards the end of this thing when we can finally say that it is done. When Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai can say it is done. OK, actually, he even says that in Revelations. All right. So like it. Let's see. Actually, you know what? I know there's a specific chapter because you do have Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, man. They're going to get to a point where everything we're doing is, the work that we're doing right now to usher in the kingdom, there's going to be an end to that. All right. We're not going to have to be in the kingdom teaching our people to learn the right way. Or we're not going to have to carry them to make sure that they're on the right path so that destruction doesn't ever come to us again. Everything that we're doing right now is to get to that expected end, the finishing of the work. The work is that Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai is going to bring Yasha Allah back into power and to be the government and ruling body and nation forever, perpetually. All right. Right now, we're in the process of getting to it. But I found that scripture. It is Revelations 21-16. And it says, and he said unto me, it is done. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. All right. So Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, man, they're saying, Yahweh is saying too. The main one is saying, it is done. Okay. We're not done yet. We're getting to it. And, on the way, I was coming back from the gym, man, just doing a little exercise. And there was a certain line, man, I kept wanting to say, man, a quote. And it was a movie. I couldn't think of it the entire time I was getting here. And the second I sat down, I remembered the movie Pacific Rim, the first one that had Idris Elba in it. There comes a point when Idris Elba and the guy that he's with in the Jaeger suit, whatever, they're fighting the kaiju monsters. They realize their suit's been damaged too much. Their purpose was to deliver this nuke to this monster dimension so that they could destroy the enemy. But they had sustained too much damage from the enemy, so they realized, like, man, we can't do it. We're gonna have to. But there was still one more fighter, and they were in a good suit. And Idris Elba, he made a comment. He said, let's clear a path for the lady. And that, because that got me thinking, well, who's that lady that we're fighting right now for? To get back to Yahweh Shai, the bride of Yasharahla, Israel. Okay, and that's why I had, this precept in Revelations 21 and 1. It says, "And I saw a new heaven and a new earth." Something new came in, man. Something which we already know, the kingdom is going to be on earth as well, man. All right, we know that this new heaven and new earth is a new rulership. All right, a refurbished state, a renewed and rejuvenated state of the earth as well. Because right now the earth is corrupted and fucked up. All right, under the wicked ruler right now, which is Esau, the so-called white man. All right, but that new heaven and new earth is Yasharahla coming back down from the heavens out of those chariots. All right, but in their full glory and power, set back and restored to their original righteous state. See, this is what our forefathers saw, and this is what we see, because we see the end, we see the future through the words of Yahweh Bashem Yashai. This is how we see it, through the Spirit. All right, which is why we labor, which is why we fight to bring and wake back up the nation of Yasharahla, to get us to the end, to keep the elect awake and keep them going and prophesying and letting us and bringing in the end of what's coming, the kingdom of Israel. So it says, "And I saw a new heaven and the new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from the Most High out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband." See, we're clearing a path right now. Everything we're doing is that we're making a path to get to the kingdom. All right. Well, the scriptures tell you, man, that we have that. How does it go in Jeremiah? I'm drawing a blank right now. Let me see. Jeremiah 6:16 says, "Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths, where is a good way, and walk therein." See, and that old path that we're creating is actually that path to be cleared to get out of America to get to the kingdom. All right, we're clearing a path for the lady, which that lady is the elect. The lady is the elect is the lady, Salakia. All right, that's the lady, that's the bride. And how we're making it ready is by doing this work. All right, the ministry, preaching, all right, speaking on the behalf of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and also condemning the wicked. All right, so faith is a huge key in this thing, man. That was another point about this lesson. We do this because we have faith. All right, we have faith to the end that what is spoken of in the Bible is really going to be performed in the end. Okay, so let me go ahead and get Hebrews, the 11th chapter, in the first verse. It says, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." Now, substance goes into the proving of those invisible things. Okay, because right now we don't see it. All right, Esau has created this paradigm to make it seem almost impossible that what is spoken out of the scriptures is really going to come to pass. It sounds far-fetched that the Lord is going to come down in a chariot, or what you call a UFO, a spacecraft. All right, and he's going to plead the cause of the people, the stained people, which are seen as the shit of the world, which is the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians. That sounds far-fetched, because this whole time there's been a way created, a lie pushed forth that we're not special. All right, that we were made to be servants and slaves. I mean, when you look at the lies that are set up in this place, man, you got to question it, because it seems like, why would you just make it seem like only these particular people are worth nothing? And then why is it that you seem to make it that these other people seem to be special no matter what they do? You know? So you got it raises questions. Salaka, maybe try to fix this, man. Salaka, I got some water as well. But what I was saying, like, you know, the thing I'm trying to prove is just faith, because it seems far-fetched from what we hear to when you read the scriptures that all these marvelous works to restore the elect, to bring them back to the kingdom, to bring our people and save them, it seems far-fetched in the manner that the Lord is going to do it. All right? Because, first of all, people value tangible things way above, things that we can't see. That's why faith, again, is a huge contributor and factor in this ministry and this truth and the knowledge of Yahweh Hashem Shai, period. Okay? It's like I just said, I just got back from the gym, man, and I walked there too pretty fast, so it's like it. But Hebrews 11:1 says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. For by it, the elders obtained a good report. Because, again, everything we're doing is to clear a path for the elect, to finish that work, to get us to that expected end. Because originally, man, the Lord, he had that purpose for us. Okay? When you look at everything that's been going on, whether it's been good or bad, it was all eventually to turn Israel back to the Father, to make them remember him. Okay? But in that, he was going to give us an expected end. He was going to finally give us rest and peace from our enemy. I can't remember which there's a book, I think it's Psalm 79. All right, it talks about, let me see. There's one particular when you look at, there's a specific word where it talks about basically during the time that we were here in America, man, you had Esau constantly harassing us. Okay, they I know oppression is a word, but that's not the one I'm looking for. But shoot. I can't remember where it is. But the Lord is trying to give us an end to this. The Lord is trying to bring his woman back after he let her go and be like, let's see if you can do it on your own. All right. I left you. Oh, now you see the trouble that you're in. So let me come and get you back. Let me show you that I have the power to bring you back and to restore you, give you back. And that really you were better off with me before than ever before. And like the Lord eventually at one point in time, he set his people away. Okay. But it got to a point now Yashala will be crying out. The scriptures tell you in Ezekiel that we're crying and sighing for all the abominations done, but what's done to us as well. Because like I said, we're being harassed on a daily basis. Our people are constantly harassed from Esau, the main ringleader, but then the other nations, man, we're being constantly harassed and oppressed and just fucked with on a daily basis, man. So we're complaining to the Lord about it. And so he's letting it happen, but he's also showing like, see, you were better with me. You should have known that I was the right one for you. Okay, so again, the reason why we're finishing this work is to show, or so that the Lord can show us, will really prove everything. All right? We're going to be more appreciative of our husband in the end of these things. Okay, like I read in Revelation 21, that bride has prepared herself for her husband. We're clearing the path for that lady, the elect. All right? So, because, on this side, some of us are going to be martyrs. We're going to suffer persecution. We're going through hard things, but that's the thing about our forefathers and us as well. We understand the bigger picture. All right? Now, we know that the Lord is going to present the elect, martyr or not, with the spirit to endure everything, whatever it may be, whatever situation it may be. But it's going to get us to be able to endure these things so that we can get to that expected end. So let me go and get this in Jeremiah 29:11. It says, for I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end, which is why we continue to labor. All right, which is why we continually work in this thing, because we see, again, the greater picture. We see the better outcome. There it goes. All right. So for the faith of the promises, for faith, that's why we have faith. We have faith, which is why we continue to work. All right. And I want to get this. These are really common scriptures, man. Romans Let me see. Romans 15:4, it says, "For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope." Now, when you look at the prophets, you look at the men before us, all right, they stood with valor. They stood vigilant because they understood. They're not alive. All right. It tells you that in Hebrews, the 11th chapter, that they all perished, not receiving the promises, but yet they understood. They were able to foresee what was coming. They rejoiced more in the outcome and of the salvation of Israel more than their own life. Okay. That's why the Lord set us up as sacrifices. A sacrifice is something that you ultimately kill. All right. You present as basically like a barter. Here, well, I'll trade you my life for this. You got the wicked out here today, man. I mean, it's getting a little trailing off, but the wicked, they do that. They sell them souls to the left-hand spirits so that they can have power and fame and riches and money right now. All right, but they do it wickedly. We're doing it. We're giving our life for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai so that we can get the kingdom, something better. But it's all through faith, all through hope. All right, that's why the scriptures call it a lively hope. But it says, "For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might hope," because it might require your life. All right, it might require you to be put in a dire condition or situation, which you look at the men before you and you look at their patience, you look at their at the humbleness they had, the vigilance that they had, the attitude that they had. All right, and you see that it comforts you to know, like, they did it, so can I. Okay, so again, working is the most important part. Okay, again, this comes through the inspiration, man, of Apostle Gabar, and the brother Apostle Gabar did a lesson, and then you had the brothers Yatazak, Sha'ar, and Tazamah in the Dallas camp. They made a video on Hebrews chapter 11. All right, which I was going to go back to that because, again, this is the main point. The main point is, well, really, it's just encouragement to keep working. All right, keeping the faith. All right. Understanding that, man, because again, man, like I said before, it sounds far-fetched. All right. Even reading the words and seeing it for yourself, it still comes off far-fetched because, again, what's been pushed around you your whole life. Esau, there's a movie, what's that movie? It's with Bruce Willis. With the beast. I can't remember. Glass, something like that. With it was those three. One was a beast, one was Bruce Willis, and he had like the strength. And then it was what's his name? Samuel Jackson. His name was Mr. Glass. But in that movie, in that scene, there's a scene where this woman, first of all, Bruce Willis actually did have super strength. And then you had this one other dude called the Beast. He had like 26 personalities, but he was a beast and he was very strong too. And then Mr. Glass was basically a villain, which was Samuel Jackson. But he set these scenarios up, and they all believed themselves to actually be basically super powered. And they were taken into an asylum where this woman was sent in, and she was, like they call them today, psychiatrists and all that, rehabilitation agents. But there's a line in that movie where she said, did I almost convince you that you weren't special? That's what Esau has been doing your whole life, man, is trying to, all this shit that he pushes onto you, all these spirits that are coming off the TV, off the shows, constantly pushing the vibration that the white man is the hunk and the special one, and the Negroes aren't. Well, you just had Prince Philip died, and then DMX died simultaneously, basically, and they had an article where Prince Philip, the Edomite, and then you had DMX, a Judite, and you had them up praising Prince Philip as, special and loving, and the passing was great. And then you had DMX, a rapper, but yet troubled, dies at 50. They were constantly, you see Esau constantly trying to show you that you ain't special, trying to make it seem like these things really don't exist. When these chariots popped up behind the earth one day it was on a NASA feed. There was a satellite that was taking pictures of the earth and the sun coming up from behind it. And there was chariots that came up behind it. And these fucking scientists were trying to say, well, it was the backlash spectrum bending of the light refraction bullshit. That's Esau, man, being a devil, trying to keep us from knowing his truth. See, he's constantly fighting and making you feel like you ain't worth something, right? These promises that we read in the Bible ain't real. Yet he'll try to say, God, God blessed us. God bless America and shit. So like I said, it all seems far-fetched. All these things are constantly pushing on your mind to make you feel like what we're really working for has no meaning. Yet we believe to the very utmost end that there is going to be a finishing of the work. Like I read in Revelations, let me get it again. Revelations 21:6. Actually, I might know I haven't. Revelations 21:6 says, and he said unto me, it is done. We're getting to a point where we're going to be able to say that. Right? All right. When that bride comes down, when that lady, all right, comes down, the elect, that's when it's done. When we come back down to those chariots, man, and we start restoring this nation, the nation of Yasharahla, we start restoring the earth, it's already done. And that's what we hope for. We fight, we labor, we trust, we read the scriptures daily, we read daily, all right? We make videos, we go out and preach daily, because that's part of the work, but that's part of us having faith that this thing is real, okay? But this is Hebrews chapter 11, and let's see. This is Hebrews chapter 11, verse, I'll start at 8, because I'm going to give a few examples. It says, by faith, Abraham, when he was called to go out into a place which he should after receive for an inheritance, obeyed, and he went out not knowing whither he went. Just like we're here in America, man. The Lord already has you set up, whoever you are, if you are fighting sincerely for Yahweh B'Shem Yahshai. He has you set up to be an elect. You don't know this, all right? And that's the I'll say the unsure, scary part about it, man. That's why that's why we are heavy the way that we are, because we don't know if we're the elect. We don't know if the next situation we come into is to make us or to eventually break us. We don't know. That's what sucks about it. We don't know for the elect. So that's why sometimes we have doubts, we have heaviness. We come into a temptation, we fail, we feel like we may be done, or like we're gonna get jacked up, because we don't know that we're the elect. We're in an uncertain place, man, not knowing if the next step that we take could be the last. Okay. Same thing with Abraham. It said he obeyed though and went out not knowing whither he went. But that's the part. He obeyed. All right. He obeyed. And First Peter's 1 and 2, it says right off the bat, the elect with the foreknowledge. But it says that with the obedience of Yahweh HaMashiach. All right. We are obeying. We are doing. We are. How it's best described. A brother told me, why is America being destroyed? And I was like, well, for all the evil it's doing. But he goes, right, but how is it being done? Through us preaching, through us calling out to Yahweh B'Shem Yahshai, we're calling that vibration to this place. Okay. That's why it's important that we do what we do. When we're out there, the Lord hears it the most. He hears it the most, especially when you're preaching. And when you're putting these videos out, he sees it. And that's all being tabulated and being recorded, taken back. The angels take it back. They're seeing it. And the same report keeps coming back to the Lord. Same thing. America's wicked. America's wicked. America's wicked. So the Lord, he's a power that judges. And he's like, okay, well, let's see if it's been determined. That's what Yahweh Shai did. All right. The scriptures say Yahweh Shai made a testimony, a record to bear proof and witness, like, hey, yeah, Yahweh, the earth, the people, the inhabitants ruling are wicked. And real quick, who did Yahweh Shai, what empire did he come down into? What empire did he visit the earth in? The Roman Empire, which were who? The Edomites. The same ones who are ruling to this very day is the ones that we're still preaching about 2021 years later, telling the Lord that like they haven't changed. They're still doing the same thing. Okay. So, but we still continue. After everything that we're going through, we still continue. We still fight. We still believe, because we have faith in the promises, man. We have faith that at the end of this thing, man, we're going to receive the expected end, which was to restore Yasharahla. Okay. But it says in Hebrews 11, and it's going to sound real repetitive. All right. For future knowledge, man, don't use the word redundant, because I was going to say redundant. It may come off redundant. People misunderstand that word. It's actually just repetitive. Redundant doesn't mean that. Redundant means to be irrelevant. All right, this is not irrelevant. This is heavily needed. These are words that we need to constantly tell ourselves and messages we need to keep speaking so that we can continue to believe on it. All right. But Hebrews 11:9 says, by faith he sojourned in the land of promise as in a strange country, dwelling in tabernacles with Isaac and Jacob, the heirs with him of the same promise. For he looked for a city which had foundations, whose builder and maker is the Most High. And that's what we look forward to, man, because we already know that this place is not set upon the Lord. We already know it. All right, the scriptures tell you, man, that this place, that nobody calls upon the Most High, that they are not at all, that he is not at all in their thoughts. Okay, we're looking for a better place, man. We groan and we earnestly contend to bring in the kingdom, man, because we know that things will be right. We're not in a good condition, man. Like I said, the nations are we're being constantly harassed. Okay. You know, hey man, there was a Jake, I just heard about it just the other day, or I think even yesterday, some Jake, I don't even know where it was. What was he doing? I think he was walking. I think he walked out of his house or he's walking into it. That's all he was doing. Cop came up and arrested him. Like, that's harassment, dude. That really is. That fucking Esau, man, is constantly harassing Jake. They do this because they know. They already do. They know. They know. The elite, they know if they stop harassing us, man, we will come to the knowledge of Yahweh Shem Shai. The scriptures tell you that, man. In Psalms, what is that? Psalms, I won't read it, but Psalms like 80, I think, 82. Let me see. These nations know, man. And they believe our people to be dead, right? You know, they believe that the nation of Israel is dead. And now they're trying to keep us that way. But they know that if we were to come to this knowledge, man, the Lord would come. Let's see. Psalm 81. And I started at 11. It says, but my people would not hearken to my voice, and Israel would none of me. See, the nation, Esau has read this scripture. He knows Israel is being disobedient. It says, so I gave them up unto their own hearts and lust, and they walked in their own counsels. It says, oh, that my people had hearkened unto me, and Israel had walked in my ways. I should soon have subdued their enemies and turned my hand against their adversaries. See, and that's why Esau keeps doing what he's doing. That's why he keeps oppressing us. That's why he keeps lying to us. That's why he keeps killing us. That's why he keeps trying to keep us defiled, because he knows that once he stops, his power is going to be taken away. Okay. But we already know. But on the other hand, the elect, we read the scriptures, we understand that the Lord's going to have to plead our cause from Esau. All right. Because Esau, regardless if he stopped or not, he's going to refuse to give us up regardless. So the Lord has to come back and plead. And that is, again, faith. We have faith that we're going to eventually be taken out of this condition. And when you finally get understanding over time, and you just being in the truth for a good moment, when you see the oppressiveness, you then it's almost it's actually impossible for you to deny, like, yeah, there's something going on, whether it's the truth of Yahweh Shem Shai or not. There's something out there. There's something that's going on. It's just not right, to where there's a group of people that are just always being assholes. And there's a group of people who are just bugged out and just retarded and stupid and not doing what they're supposed to be doing. And that's Israel. You know, we're constantly just remaining in a dead state, not trying to even make it better. Because you do have these movements, but they don't ever change anything. Nothing ever gets better. So why do things always just stay in a stagnant condition? In an idle, what is that? It was an indolent or an idle condition. Slakia, you know, because hey man, we know we're in a place that's not made by the Most High. We're in a place ruled by the ungodly and the wicked. Okay. Hebrews 11 and 8, 19, 10 again. It says, for he looked for a city, which is what we do too. We look for a city which hath foundations, whose builder and maker is Yahweh Shem Shai. Through faith also Sarah herself received strength to conceive seed, and was delivered of a child when she was past age, because she judged him faithful who had promised. Therefore sprang there even of one, and him as good as dead, so many as the stars of the sky in the multitude, and as the sand. Salaka, it says, therefore sprang there even of one, and him as good as dead, so many as the stars of the sky in multitude, and as the sand which is by the seashore innumerable. These all died in faith, not having received the promises, but having seen them afar off, and were persuaded of them, and embraced them, and confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth. See? But they all died in faith. But they understood the bigger picture. They understood a greater deliverance coming. Okay? You know, we got to possess the same mindset. All right? We got to understand, man, because, you know, I ain't gonna lie, man, I was thinking on the way here, man, I actually envisioned myself being tortured, you know, because if that were ever to come, I would pray that the Lord would give me the spirit to endure it. You know, we see the movies of you know, what Esau has done to Jake. He makes movies about it. You know, like one movie comes to mind, Django. You know, you got the movies Hostel, and who was it? I can't remember who was talking about it. I think was it Apostle Gabar? I watch Apostle Gabar every night, every morning, every night, especially when I walk to go to the gym. An apostle or brothers made a comment about the stimulation about Esau, man, that it particularly pertains to Jake. The stimulation to get him going, because he has everything. He has all that he wants, but it's not enough. So he finds new ways to enjoy his lavish, luxurious, stolen life. And that's by torturing Jake. All right. You know, Jake, you know, Esau, man, he'll drink Jake's blood because he wants to try to possess that God gene, the powers, you know. He'll have tortured, what do you call them? Like torture events, whatever. I don't know. You know, but it all pertains to oppressing and harassing Jake, you know. But, you know, going through these things, if you were to have to go through that, you would have to possess a mindset that no matter what, the kingdom will come, and that you're doing it for the kingdom. Ultimately, you know, you do it for Yahweh Shem Yahushai, but that we can get to the kingdom. Because say you do end up a martyr, you're going to come back in the kingdom. You're going to wake up in the kingdom. Okay? You're going to wake up in the kingdom. And we're just like Apostle Gabar said, man, about Prince Philip. Prince Philip, it was on the lesson, ding dong, the warlock is dead, but he'll come back as a slave in the kingdom. You know? That's the beautiful thing about it, man. If you have to die on the side, you're gonna wake up in the kingdom. That's beautiful, you know. But again, man, these all died. It says these all died in faith. All right. It says these all died in faith, not having received the promises, but having seen them afar off, which we do too. Because you gotta remember, man, when you read the scriptures, man, you're actually seeing the future. Apostle Tahar made the comment a while back. He says we see the end. You know, it's not like it's just a thing we're just saying, like, but we can actually see it through the Spirit. All right, the scriptures tell you, man, that no eye have seen or ear heard the things that the Lord had prepared for us, but the Spirit searcheth all things, man. So we see it through the Spirit, man, which is His Word. All right, but you know, through the flesh, you know, we don't see it. That's why these people. That's why, you know, the 2/3 of Israel, man, are the way that they are, man. They trust in tangible things, man. They don't have faith. We do. Hey, believe it or not, man, we're even doing this for our people, man. We're doing it for the 2/3 because we know that in the end, all of Israel is going to be saved. All right. Even the 2/3, man, they're going to come back in the kingdom the right way. Okay. These are all works that we're trying to get done, man. All the works that we're trying to get performed, man. All the promises we're trying to secure with us to inherit. All right, when you go into Second Esdras, the first and second chapter, man, it talks all about that, man. In fact, let me get one scripture. Let me see. I think this is Second Esdras 2. let's see, 2 and 10. Second Esdras 2 and 10 says, "Thus saith the Lord unto Esdras, tell my people that I will give them the kingdom of Jerusalem, which I would have given unto Israel. The glory also will I take unto me and give these the everlasting tabernacle." It's like it. "The glory also will I take unto me and give these the everlasting tabernacles which I had prepared for them." Like I was saying in Jeremiah 29:11, man, that's our purpose, man. That's why we're doing everything, man. It's been pertaining to the men of the Lord doing this ministry, man, and running. We do it, man, for this, for the kingdom, for righteousness' sake, for truth's sake. Okay. It says, "They shall have the tree of life for an ointment of sweet savor. They shall neither labor nor be weary. Go and ye shall receive. Pray for few days unto you that they may be shortened. The kingdom is already prepared for you. Watch." Man. So that's why we continue to do what we do, man. All right. We're calling the Lord to us and we're calling him to perform. Hey, the scriptures say, it is time to work. It is time, O Lord, to do thy work. All right. I believe David said that. We're requesting that the Lord answer and perform his work. Okay. Every time we make a video, every time we put out, what was it? Who was it? In Spiritual Songs, I think it was Paul who said it. We're constantly conversing with the Lord. Let me see if I can search it up. Let me see. Oh, okay. It's like it. Yeah, it is. I think it was Paul. Yeah. Ephesians 5:19 says, "Speaking to yourselves in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing and making melody in your heart to the Lord." And that's why we have a melody in our heart. Or how does it say? Singing and making melody in your heart to the Lord. We do it because we're looking for that end. We're looking to be delivered. Okay. Faith in the promises, man, which is why we finish this work. That's the key. That's the key point of this lesson. Okay. So, it's just to remain strong, remain encouraged. All right. So that we can get to the end, man, because I'm pretty sure you're tired of living in this place. I'm pretty sure, you're over all the oppression that we receive, man. We are literally witnessing 24/7 negativity. And I mean, that's what we live in. So, we want to get somewhere better, man. So, let's see. Hebrews 11:14 says, "For they that say such things declare plainly that they seek a country," which is what we're saying too, man. We're declaring plainly, man, even to the face of the enemy, man. We're fucking tired of this shit, man. We want to get the hell out of here. I made a lesson earlier, man, in Psalms 124, man, like, it is through the Lord. It is the only reason through the Lord that we're even here today, man. For some reason, Israel, man, we're the biggest number in the planet Earth. Scriptures bear witness to that. I just read one of them. We're the biggest. We're the biggest nation on the planet Earth right now. All right, we're not the minority. We're also the strongest. We were made to be the strongest, the stronger. All right, that's why we're called Israel, a prince of power. We have a prince of the power. We are a power of gods. We're physically stronger. We're better looking. We're good. We got seasoned to the earth. But even with all that, man, if the Lord ain't on our side, these nations would still overtake us, no matter how big we are. But that's why I say this, because we need the Lord to do what he's doing regardless, man. We need to get out of here, man. We need to have our power. We need to have the Lord to have our back. Okay. So these are all the fulfilling of good promises, man. The Lord is finally coming back. He has turned his face back to his people, man. He has, awoken, and, he's coming down with judgment, and he's pleading our cause. Okay. It says Hebrews 11 and 14 again, I'll read it. It says, "For they that say such things declare plainly that they seek a country. And truly, if they had been mindful of that country from which they came out, they might have had opportunity to have returned. But now they desire a better country that is in heavenly, wherefore the Most High is not ashamed to be called their power." And again, when you look at the elect, man, the Lord ain't going to be ashamed for the elect to be calling on them, to be calling them, for them to be calling him their power, because they did what was right. Going back, I made a comment earlier, through the obedience. All right, by our obedience, by finishing this work, man, it's going to work in tandem, man. The Lord's going to take joy back in his people like he used to. All right. It says, let's see, "But now they desire a better country that is in heaven, that is in heavenly, wherefore the Most High is not ashamed to be called their power, for he had prepared for them a city, and which is the kingdom." Again, what we're trying to get to. Okay. Let me see. Let's see. Let's see. What more should I say then? No, that's not it. Right here. Hebrews 11 and 39. It says, "And these all, having obtained a good report through faith, received not the promise, but the Most High having provided some better thing for us, that they without us should not be made perfect." And without the elect doing what we're doing, man, this would not be possible as well, because the Lord is giving us power as well to make all these things come together in the end. In the end, we're going to have the bride be reunited with her husband. All right. The woman is going to be brought back to her husband, man. Israel is going to be brought back after all the treacherous things that she's done. All right. There's still a small part that the Lord has preserved and reserved, the good part of Israel, and he's going to use that part to make an even better woman, an all righteous woman. All right. Which is going to be, again, the kingdom established upon righteousness. All right. So the main point, man, again, this is why we work. This is why we continually believe day in and day out. All right. That what we read through the scriptures and the knowledge that you've been established with from reading the scriptures. All right. That it's all real, that it's all about to be performed. All right. You know, we got to wait. We got to watch. All right. This is to test and try our spirit to see if we're worthy and actually loyal. Because, hey, when you look at what Israel did, we went off. We proved to be disloyal. So the Lord is trying us again, man. Every individual proving to be a little part of that woman to see if they are worthy, to see if they can be an honest and loyal and obedient wife. Okay. So we already know in the end, we do believe in the end that this is going to happen. We just got to live it out. We got to play that part out. So, hey, do the work. All right. No man is exempt. Keep having that faith that your work is prospering and having it's persevering our nation, man, to get to the end. All right. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and end it. Lord will, this lesson was edifying. All right. I want to give all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and much love, honors and blessings, salutations to the elect. All right. Yahweh, by Hashem, Shai, Barakathom. Shalom.